Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Spotter. Today, I'm joined by a special guest and a friend of mine, a very dear friend that I've known for quite some time now. We were actually discussing just before, and I was like, let's just start recording. Dan, welcome to the podcast.
Dude,
Um,
thank you so much for having me.
it's a pleasure to have you, mate. It's been it's hard with a podcast because you're sat thinking like, who do I have on? Ultimately, you want people to come to you, but when you're starting something out, it's kind of that situation where you've got to reach out to people and say, do you feel comfortable to have a conversation? But you came to me, didn't you, as well? We both sort of organically spoke about this, and we were like, this just needs to
Yeah.
happen. Yeah,
Well, I saw you started the poddy. I was like, dude, this is sick. And you were like, oh, thank you. I was like, I'm coming on it. And it was like, yeah, when you're free.
yeah. When you're free, yeah,
Like, it
it's
was it was really straight.
it was quite organic, and that's great as well because these chats are going to be extremely valuable to people. The whole idea of the podcast, as you know, is just to take the idea of spotting people in a gym environment, which I do a lot, as we know. It takes up most of my time, hence why I'm in the gym about 4 hours every day. Um, but doing that on a grander scale and not just for movements, we're talking about spotting people through life, mental health, talking about the
Yes.
deeper subjects. And I think this is the sort of platform, or maybe outlet I needed back when I was struggling the most. And I didn't have it. I wasn't I guess open enough as well to take the step with the podcast back in the day, but I'm here now. We don't look in the past too much, we try not to. um, and I'm grateful I did it. It's helped me massively. I actually spoke to someone recently, and I was like, I have to make sure with these podcasts that I still do the solo ones as well, because I think they're a form of therapy for me. It's just my way of talking to the world and getting things out there, and then people
I
resonate
used
with the
to
conversations.
I used to just I've never watched a single one of them back, but I went for a really hard rough patch last year,
Yeah,
and I just videoed myself and just spoke to a camera. And there's a video on my phone somewhere that's something ridiculous like 48 minutes long
yeah.
of me just sat there just leaning against a tree just talking. It's just, yeah, I've never watched them back, I never will, but I think just talking is just such a massive form of therapy.
I kind of see it as my way of shedding as well, and it's not like I'm not shedding bad skin. It's just I'm shedding layers that need to come off for me to grow. If that makes sense, I
Yeah,
need to do
absolutely.
this. So it's like you said, it's ridiculous, but maybe at the time you might have thought, oh, this is ridiculous. Why am I? But you obviously picked up the phone, the microphone, whatever, or recorded yourself because you felt like you needed to. So
Yeah.
I know it's probably, again, we don't, back at the time when it was happening. It's maybe it felt like the only thing you could do to get something out there. But ultimately, this is key. Like I want, I want people to feel comfortable sharing because they know it's going to help other people as well. Like the amount of things I've kept up here, and I thought to myself as as I've been doing these, I've like, there's got to be other people out there that have struggled with these thoughts as well. I can't be alone. And
No, absolutely.
yeah, this is, I can't be with people in person all the time. I can't spot hundreds of people all the time. I will over my lifetime, I'm sure, but like, I can't, that you can't reach that many people in that medium. So like doing a podcast and getting that message out there, it's a good way of, attracting the right audience and hopefully spreading the movement. And hopefully, we end up doing that. And these conversations are key, mate. So I really do thank you for coming on.
I thank you so much for having me.
No, it's wicked. We were just discussing before we recorded the podcast. We were like thinking back to when we first met each other, because obviously I've met a lot of the key people in my life through the gym joint. There's the first plug. Brilliant space down south of England. Um, Obviously, I joined the gym joint back in 2018. It was about June time. I'd done 2 taster sessions, and that was enough for me to be like, yeah, I love it. I joined back in like the white wall era.
I was there. I
You
joined in 2017.
you were before me.
So Aaron is my best mate's second cousin or something like that.
Aaron being the
S-
owner of the gym for people
Yeah,
listening. Yeah,
Aaron. Yes, and
shout out Aaron.
yeah, man. So we kind of went down like in 2017, I believe, and
Yeah,
just joined.
yeah. So all you
I
needed was
remember.
was one session to be like, yeah, this is sick.
I think it's because Bulldog shut down.
Oh yeah,
So there was
okay.
a gym called Bulldog, which was just it was just the most hardcore gym. It like just went in there and you just had everything was just hardcore as you can imagine. And it shut down. And then there was a gym called Titans, which was cool, but I lived in Bourne End. And then Gym Joint opened up down the road. So it was kind of a no brainer and we just joined straight away, really.
Yeah, I don't know about you. Like when you first went into the environment back in the day, there were some big individuals in there, like actually some scary individuals as well. And I remember walking in on my first, like actual signed up session, being like, okay, this is quite intimidating. Not in a bad way, but for someone that had come from a leisure centre gym to go into a
Yes.
private facility where there's
What
powerlifters.
leisure centre gym?
I was at the Magnet in Maidenhead.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
wow. Yeah, the two-story and then the
yeah.
little weight area.
You
Yeah,
know it,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
And
know
look,
it.
I had some great times there. That was some of my favourite training sessions when I was doing 10 sets of 10 across everything because you could just recover from anything then back at 17, 18. But
Do you know what
it's,
I
yeah.
started at? Sorry to interrupt you, didn't mean to.
No, no, go for it.
I started so not at college, and we'll get on to how I started gym at soon. I'm sure we'll
Yeah,
get there. But my first gym was First Platt School.
yeah,
First Platt School. The dumbbells only went up to 30 kilograms.
yeah.
And I used to go in the summer with Sam Ling, blue hair Sam Ling. Well, not blue hair anymore. He
Not
got rid of
anymore.
it. We would turn up to this gym on our summer holidays, and the entry fee was £4. So we get the train up because this is before either of us could drive. He was 17, he was 16, and they had no bench press. So we used to get two exercise bikes close together. We would put a bench in the middle of them, and then put the deadlift bar they had on the two bike
Oh
machines
my God.
and basically made our own bench press because they only had dumbbells and machines,
Yep.
nothing else. So we literally just DIY just these bench presses literally out of cycling machines. And
Yep.
I think we finally got told not to do it once, but we went a while, and that was the only way. I mean, we had no money back then, so the gym membership was like 20 quid, but you could only go certain hours because it was a school. So that was my first gym membership, and then Bulldog and Gym Joint.
My first gym membership was Cox Green because that's where I went to school. So
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
they ended up upgrading their gym, and it became, and it's still in use now, but it was the tiny weights room, like you said. It only went to 40 kilo dumbbells roughly, and you'd have the bar stack would be those standard bars that say 45, 40 on. You wouldn't have a
Oh,
barbell in there.
the stiff bars, right? I think it
That's
was
it.
stiff bars. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was just that couple of like pre-core machines in the standard area, and then you had your treadmills in the middle. But I mean, that wasn't what got me into it. I loved like fucking around and just having fun with my mates in there. But
Mm.
when I joined the Magnet, that's when I stepped it up a bit. I got training partners. I actually started to train properly and get involved in like researching things, what might be the right training for me. But
Yes.
it was only when I moved to the gym joint that things started to really level up.
What got you? What was your moment, or what happened when you were like, okay, yeah, let's start focusing on this as more of a way of life than just a hobby, or not a way of life, as in focus on it with more than just, oh, I'm going to go with my friends. What was your kind of moment that shifted it, made you start focusing?
It was, I think I'd had a conversation with my dad in 2017 because he was the first person that got me into the gym. He took me for my first session. He got me my first tub of whey protein. He got me the Holland and
Oh,
Barrett used to do the deals where you buy one get one for a penny. So he got me that, and I was just intrigued. And he kept going on about these books called Brawn and Beyond Brawn, and they were old. Um, some people like regarded them like encyclopedias of like muscle building, and I've got one of the books up there as well. It's a really old book, but yeah, so we were having these conversations regularly, and then he kept talking about my uncle, who is a pro bodybuilder, and he's in his 50s, late 50s now. He turned pro only about 3-4 years ago, um,
wow.
so it was always
Age
in the
has no
family.
limit, baby.
It doesn't, really doesn't. It was always in the family, but yeah, it was. I started training. He understood that I was getting into it more. We had conversations about it, and then I joined the gym joint, and I was training with. Do you remember Elliot? You might remember Elliot Rolfe.
Man, that name rings such a bell.
Yeah, so he's one of my
Like
best
so
friends,
strong.
and he got me into powerlifting. So I joined the gym joint, and he really set my foundation for lifting
Hmm.
around powerlifting. He got me into watching Mark Bell, Stan Efferding as
Oh,
well.
Mark Smelly Bell. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I love Stan Efferding. You know, I watched him religiously.
I
Really
watched.
respect the guy.
I was heavy into Barbell Brigade
Nice. Yep.
with
Classic.
oh, I can't remember his name. Oh, the main guy, loveliest guy in the world. Can't remember his name, but yeah, he was such an. I'll remember it in a minute and just shout it. But
Yeah.
I loved that. I mean, for us, we had David Lay, Dylan
Yeah.
McKenna, Steve Cook, like this, and I just grew
Steve.
up.
So Steve Cook was the first. He was the first individual that got me wanting to compete in men's physique.
Oh, let me show you something. I got something to show you.
Go for it.
Oh,
This would be. This is new. Like I don't know what he's going to bring out. This is not rehearsed or anything, but this is what's organic about the podcast. We can see what he
oh
whips
no!
out here.
Oh, I don't know where it is.
Steve Cook, for anyone listening, being he was an old. I think he was a part of. Was he part? Yeah, Gymshark athlete, wasn't he?
Yes, it was.
Um, he competed in like the early stages of men's physique, and I was obsessed with his physique. He didn't win in the Olympia, but he was pretty highly regarded.
Right. Oh, that's annoying. Well, somewhere,
What were you
which
trying to find for us?
I have a T-shirt with like Steve Cook and a message on it from him.
Wicked.
Like,
Okay,
yeah, and David Lade, and
all signed.
all signed. I got it's a blue Gymshark top.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know what I've done with it. It was
Well,
always in that cupboard. It's not there. When I find it, I'm going to show you it.
yeah, do. Well, when we do a second follow up of this, we'll get it back on. You can wear it. Hey, just wear it. Fuck it. Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah, yeah, cool.
Yeah. um, but yeah, he got me. Steve Cook was like my idea of like that was I want to look like that.
Hmm.
But the moment where it all clicked for me, it's hard to say because I got into powerlifting with Elliot. He taught me the ropes. You know, he showed me the foundations of how to lift properly. I really enjoyed that, and I thought I was going to get into meets. You know, actually, I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to start working up my numbers. And working towards seeing what I can do. And then basically I was around that environment more in the gym joint, realized there was competitors there. And then I was like, do you know what? Why not give it a go? Get yourself a coach, see where you can take it. You've got an uncle, you got your dad that's into this, it's in your family, see what you can do. I got my first coach end of 2018 or start of 2019, I think. And just ran through until lockdown, building myself up, learning about, hypertrophy, building muscle, correct nutrition, tracking. And yeah, I became obsessed. I've got I've got a very obsessive personality when it comes to a lot of things, um, and I actually find it hard to switch off as well. So I think the element of getting into something so routine allowed me to keep focused on one thing. I'm a big
Hmm.
procrastinator. I've got so many ideas. I want to do
Oh,
so many things, and I can't focus on one thing. So having that bodybuilding lifestyle instilled in me, it really, really helped me, and it still does today. Because I think without it, I'd be all over the place. Trust me. Um,
no, yeah,
what about for
100%.
you? When did you start your actual training journey? When did it all start to click for you? Was it because I think
Well,
also
yeah.
for me, like bear in mind that whilst I did start wanting to get into competing, the gym initially, like when I was at the leisure centre, and then getting into the early stages of the gym joint, it was my form of therapy. It was that was my escape from what was going on elsewhere. Like so it was out of that spawned the passion and
Yeah.
love for it. So yeah,
Yeah, so I grew up sporty.
yeah,
I grew up doing like badminton, but I got into like running, steeplechase. I've got a Southern England gold somewhere. Um,
you're flexing us now.
and
Yeah,
I was like 14 years old running 5Ks and sub 17. And
blimey.
so I think I got sub 16, whatever. I can't. It was a while ago, but school sucked
Yeah,
and everything. It was horrible. College was just as bad, but I think I was just tired of being skinny. So
yeah,
I was what 5'10", 5'9". Yeah, 5'9", I think I am, and I was weighing between 49 and 52 kilograms. Like I was so skinny. It's
Yep.
insane. I think I was just kind of tired of it. And that was it. I just kind of switched really quickly and I just got into the gym at college, and the coach there and the people there, I kind of felt like I was actually being like somewhat respected by
Yeah.
people just from doing something. And it was also tired of being bullied and everything's being so skinny and being pushed around and being belittled constantly and just being an easy target for people to pick on that I never retaliated against.
Yep.
And I'd had that for like the whole 17, 18 years of my life. And I was like, yeah, let's actually do something. And I was so weak. Dude, the first day I squatted 60 kilos, I like jumped with excitement. I was like starting off with 8 kilogram dumbbells.
Yep.
I like on the flat press. You know, there's videos of me just with there's nothing to me because
Yeah.
but I think just seeing, because in running it was always about beating your times, whereas in lifting it was about kind of improving on numbers. And when I think I started feeling myself lifting heavier weights and all that, I was like, yeah, this is cool. Because not only am I getting the same satisfaction as in running of achieving a better time, but I'm also getting in better shape, getting aesthetically better,
Yep.
and feeling better about myself. So that was kind of it. And got a guy called like Adam Lubbock who ran the Henley College. He was Henley College gym, and we still kind of stay in contact. But he was like he was just such a legend. Just in lunch times, you just come and work out. And this guy called Ali taught me to bench press, and I think at that point it was all about keeping it up. And I did a really good 2 3 years, probably about 3 years, when my whole social life became gym. After when I finished college, I would literally go to Bulldog Gym at 1 a.m. and I'd have a scoop of pre-workout with a monster and all this stuff like when I was like 18 years old, and it just became my whole life outside of the music I had going on, which was doing okay. I had just finished college, I had no worries, and I was just and I got my first. It was just like my first ever place where I felt accepted as a
Yeah.
person or a human ever.
That's huge. Yeah.
And yeah, it was massive. And me and my friend Alfie, my best mate, would just spend all our time there. And I look back, we were like skinny with the tiniest first bit of muscle on us. But dude, we were so gassed. We were just like, yeah, look at us. And, you know, it's like the first time we were benching 60, like 60 for reps, which now looking back is your second warm up set. And we're just gassed. We're there just like, bro, we're so sick. We're getting so strong. And just kind of got obsessed with like David Lade and Dylan McKenna and all these names we're talking about, looking at their workouts and copying it, and just basically end up devoting like life towards it and just making it a focus. Generally, it was just being accepted for the first time in my life
It's
instead of
huge.
spending 17, 18 years of just being bullied. And there was actually a reason for me around me and all that that I could finally express and work on. And that was it, man. And I was just going and going, and it was kind of like a ball that stopped rolling at some point, and I had a bit of time off.
Yeah.
Kind of just, well, I think I just kind of, well, it was when I lost a job. I didn't have the money. I was 21, so I was so young, but I lost the job, didn't have the money, and was struggling to get a job. So I would drive to Handycross Leisure Centre at 3 o'clock because the kids finished school at 3 o'clock and they had all the sessions going on, all the swimming sessions. So I would get there at 3 o'clock, and between about 3:15, they would open up the gate,
Yep.
and I could just walk with everyone straight through the gate and go to the gym and work out for free. And if I ever saw that gate was shut, I'd have to turn in my car and go home because I had
Okay.
no money at all. And I started my business doing events and running gigs and stuff. So I was planning all these gigs, but I had no outgoings because I was 21, just got out of college. But if that door was shut for the gym, I didn't have the £10 in my bank account to afford it, so that was it. And then I kind of got a job, lost it in a way, and then towards the end, started doing loads of drugs for like 3 months straight. Went ham, and then after that, quit everything, got a girlfriend, and just kind of got really lazy. But in that time when the only way I could get into a gym is if I could sneak in, I
Yeah.
just wasn't going. And then when I was trying to get back in, I kind of wasn't as strong, and I was just so demotivated that I just stopped. Went down, and then COVID happened, and I was kind of just not going gym for ages. Couldn't be asked to work out or anything, just being lazy. And basically, for me, trying to start my business, having zero money, so I couldn't get a gym membership, just killed the motivation. And
Yeah.
then I got a coach, which was Jamie Chivers.
Yeah. Bless
Um,
him.
Rest in peace, his mighty
Absolute
soul.
legend. Yeah.
Absolute legend who was the main guy at Bulldog. And in Bulldog, it was a coded door because it was before scanners and everything were proper in. Me and Alfie never paid for a single day of membership there, ever. We didn't pay for a single day. Um, and every time the code changes, it would text all its members, and we'd always ask Jamie. And Jamie would go, "I have no idea why you're not being texted the code. I have no idea. You guys are members. I know you pay. We never ever got asked for our details once." So we would always just get there and just let ourselves in. And he was, once again, this was when we were
Yeah. Yeah.
17 years old or whatever. And he was, I messaged him. I was like, "Dude, come on. I need to lift. I've gone down to like, I think I got almost back down to 60 kilos, and I was very on and off. I was very like on for a bit, off for a bit. He'd message me saying, "I'm going to come and slap you into the gym." And it slowly got me back in. And I remember, first squatting, I squatted 100 for 5. And I was like, okay, now we're getting back. And at the time I was with a partner, that kind of capped the time that I was going to see her. I would be able to get there. So I had a choice to go see my partner or go to the gym, because if it was past, I think it was 8 or half 8, I wasn't allowed to go see her. And kind of just went on and off. And then I was really on and off. And then I met Emily, who we all know is my lovely, lovely girlfriend. And we met out when I was working security on a film set. And then she was in the gym. And that's why I met, because she ordered gym leggings and she had an absolute ridiculous ass. Uh, so I kind of, well, I couldn't look because I wasn't single. But we got on well, and then we ended up, when I left that job, obviously she always knew I had a girlfriend. Neither of us ever tried anything, but we got our details because like we were friends. And I remember one day, it was like when things weren't good with this partner, it was kind of getting better, and I was driving to a gig with this partner in the car. The same day that she told me that I should quit singing lessons because if I'm not good now, I'll never be good.
Wow.
Towards a gig that I drove her with, and she kept telling me my band's not going to go anywhere. And I was a bit in the mood, and then me and Em used to just reply to my stories saying like, "Oh, you're doing really well, I'm proud of you," something like that. And then we're driving in the car with this ex, and she'd been moody over that. Towards a gig, we were going to a gig I was playing, and then Em texted me saying, "Oh, good luck, go smash your gig." And then just like that, and then my ex was like, "Oh, you should be more like that," and I was like, so then when we broke up, I literally was just like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
Made
And
sense.
that was in December, and it was sick. And when I got to the January with Jamie, January, I was like, my only goal this year is to go gym 3 times a week without fail. Now,
Yep.
this is key. This is like such a massive thing that is a deal breaker that I think everyone should think about or do if you're thinking about progressing in the gym. Is I was like, okay, New Year's resolution, I want to go gym 3 times a week without fail, unless I'm in bed with a illness and I've broken my leg. Like, it has to be like a serious excuse for me not to go. and that was it. I was like, okay, so I would have session days where I was just shattered, but I would turn up to the gym and just have the most insane set. I
Yeah.
remember one day I was so tired and I forced myself into the gym and I felt horrible when I had a bit of caffeine and I put like 60 or 100 on the squat. I was like, please move horrible. I want to go home. And it moved so well that I was really pissed off. But I got the most amazing session in. But I would have times when I would turn up to the gym and I'd do one rep with 60 on bench, while warming up and go, I feel horrible and go home.
Yeah.
But because I went 3 times a week every day that year, bar 2 weeks that I was ill, I'd ingrained it in my brain to go on a regular, and that was a habit. So for me, it was kind of like now I'm actually regular, and as soon as I was consistent, I could have 2 months where I'd be really weak, or 2 months where I was really strong. But given I was going 3 times a week, it was that consistency, and then I was back in it, and then my strength started growing, and now I go 4 times a week. And from then, the strength gains I had just kept me motivated to keep going and going and going and going to now
Yeah.
where I think that 100 for 5 on squat was like 2.5 years ago, and now I hit like 180 for sets of 5 now, at which is almost double the weight.
It's wicked.
So, and that's the only reason I've done it. It's just for being consistent. People are like, "Oh, what's the secret?" It's just consistency, bro. Just keep going. Just go 3 times a week, even if you go and walk on a treadmill for 1 minute and then leave and go home, if you walk through the door, go to the changing room, walk out the changing room, go to your car and go home.
Yeah.
That's building that motor neuron pattern thing in your brain that will basically just keep you going and going and going and going and going. So that
Yeah.
was probably the best thing that ever happened to me in the gym was just go, because that was realistic for me, and 3 times a week might not be realistic for someone, but
Even one time, once a week for people.
once a week.
Anything's better than nothing. Yeah.
And it's like just going and trying, and if you can't, at least you went in and tried. You haven't wasted a 10-minute drive and a 10-minute drive back. You've gone and give it a go, because half the time you'll actually have a really good session and
Yeah.
feel good.
With,
So
with what you've gone through there, your journey to this point, where are you now then? Like where is Dan now? Like how does gym fit in with your lifestyle now? How you say you go
oh
4 times a week. Where are you now mentally? Because you've obviously, I think there's a few key things there to revisit in a minute. It's
yeah, cool.
you know you felt like you were accepted for once for
Yeah,
for your gym family, that gym family that you found.
yeah, yeah,
And bullying led you to that.
yeah,
And then you ended up finding peace with it. You're finding that you're enjoying it. You're building friendships through it. You've fallen off, fell off a bit. Life took some turns, and then you resort, as you said, there was a moment where you resorted to drugs. So again, we're open and honest here. I'd love to, if you're happy to discuss
yeah.
that, like what sort of like went, what was the turning point there? Was it that you
Okay,
thought,
so the root.
life's not feeling right for me at the minute, I need to resort to something else? Like,
Oh man, no, it was yeah, actually, yeah. That was so I started smoking because I thought it was cool.
okay,
um, then I was in a rock band and we just started doing loads of drugs. Then uh, it kind of in I was at work thinking, oh, I can't wait to go home and get on the drugs.
yeah,
And then I think then I was a bit like, oh, hold up,
what's going on here? Yeah,
this is a problem. And then a friend of mine had like a knife to his throat and stuff like this through it all.
yeah.
And it was just like, okay, right.
Things have taken a turn here. Yeah,
Yeah, so I stopped straight away. Dude, I'm so lucky
mm.
because I think I was on the bridge of going quite downhill.
Mate.
Um,
You just saying that's giving me fucking goosebumps. All of that.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Honestly. Yeah,
It was, I think if I would have gone home that night and continued.
yeah.
So I also, in that time, my mum and dad went away and I had the house to myself. Went crazy, friends. And then when they got back, I was kicked out of the house.
Okay. Yeah,
That was, yeah, so ended up sofa sleeping.
Yeah.
And literally, I remember one night it was like we were driving to a park. I was in my car with a couple of friends to get high, and it was like nighttime, and I did not know where I was sleeping that night at all. I have no idea. So did
Dan, how does
gone?
that feel though? Like, no, in a situation of going from, and please don't feel like
No, 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 go
if
for
this
it.
steps, but how did that feel? You going from an environment of safety and comfort to suddenly realizing, shit, I'm on my own here. I
Yes.
don't know where I'm sleeping tonight.
It's so scary
Mm.
in my brain. It's like I don't know where I'm sleeping. Um, I had work that I was working in my first job. Is like I didn't really have anywhere to wash my clothes or shower. It was just scary.
Yeah,
Um, fun is like I don't know how long I was at the house for. It wasn't like months, but it was petrifying.
yeah,
Realistically, having no idea. But my brain was just like, I have to find a way to repair what's broken.
yeah,
And I remember my mum worked around the corner to me, and there was one day when I knew I wasn't allowed home, and she saw me briefly in a car, and we were both just crying. And then she was like, "Oh, where are you sleeping tonight?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "It's fine. I'll find it. I'll make it work. I know what's going on." And obviously, I returned home to all my bags packed and everything, all my possessions. But I think that was done mainly as to get it out the system
yeah.
for my parents. Because obviously, when I returned home, um, it was like, I guess that's what changed everything. Really, it was like a real wake up call. I was 19,
Yeah.
so I was young. Also, my parents are never gonna abandon me ever. No, but when they come back and there's like tobacco all over the place and the whole place is an absolute state and a mess, and there's like NOS canisters on the floor outside and all that. When they got back from a lovely trip away, after me being a shit son for like a while, just not being tidy, looking after anything, then you can't blame them. Um, but I can't necessarily actually remember getting home because I don't think I've spoken about this in years.
Yeah.
I can't even remember really getting home. I know, I know, I got home and it wasn't great. I remember that day I learned to do a backflip. Really weird. Just took myself outside with a mattress and learned to do a backflip. Um, but yeah, I have an amazing relationship with my parents.
That's good.
It's great. I've just been with my dad. He's like one of my best friends ever in the
Yeah.
world. But back then was like the polar opposite.
Yeah.
And that's what, like there's no denying I was for those like 6 months I wasn't the best son. Just always messy, not looking after myself, not clearing up properly, and
Yeah, but Dan, it's subjective as well. You might see it like that, but it's not. It's not a case of you being a bad son. It's not. But I know what you're saying.
yeah,
But look, you've obviously grown through that, and you've come out of that. You're looking back now. You've got the benefit of hindsight, which is a magical thing sometimes, and you can see stages of your life. I think when we reflect on certain parts of our lives, it's easy to start going to the negative straight away. But actually, look at the fact now that
yeah.
you've got a great relationship with both of them in that sense.
I think I think it's just how you learn and recover from things.
Of course.
The fact that it happened, and then my brain was like, "Cool, let's sort this out, and let's become, I guess, in a way, like just a better person or someone my parents are proud of, or
It's like you
all this
saw it as
kind
an
of thing."
opportunity. Yeah, you're like,
Yeah,
right,
you
that's
do
it.
though. I mean, reality is in life. Had that and I had it with the bullying, but I was talking to someone I was in the car with yesterday. So long ago, I can't remember who it was, but hell was I? It doesn't matter. But we were talking about it, and oh yes, so I shot a video yesterday for someone in the gym, and they were asking me about all this bullying, whatever, and they're like, "I'm so sorry it happened to you," and I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "Oh, because it's rough." I'm like, "Yeah, but the values that you actually learn about yourself, and the if you learn to be resistant and learn how to deal with all that negative, that's such a massive lesson.
Of
If
course.
you're being beaten down and you're finding ways to basically brush yourself up and continue on, that's a massive lesson that I think everyone needs to learn. You need to be beaten down to basically build up, build stronger,
Yeah.
build a better, become a better person. You need to really be pushed down to learn things in life. And yeah, school sucked, and I until about 2020, the December of 2022, I will keep like 3 moments from my life, and I'll forget everything. But it made me definitely a decent person. I mean, a lot of people do are fond of me, and I do try and be very kind and very caring all the time, and help people because I know what it's like to be rock bottom,
Yeah.
to have the suicide attempts, to have all that, and still somehow return and be in a much healthier situation. I've been there,
Yeah.
and I'm quite happy that I've been there because now I kind of know what other people can be going through, and that helps with like writing music and
Of course. Yeah.
meeting fans in the scene where there's a lot of trauma. Is that I fully understand what it's like to be so low that you are there to make the actions to run out into a road, but your body collapses on the floor and you have no idea why. And I've
You,
been there.
in that sense, then, would you actually attribute bullying to a lot of what's happened in your life? Do you think that
Yeah.
that steered you? And I mean, in the sense of those stages where you had those interactions with your parents and those difficulties, the drugs. You've mentioned things there about certain events that probably occurred because of what
Hmm.
you'd been through at school. But like you said, you're looking back now and you can realize that for some part of you, you're grateful for going through that. But obviously, we no one wants to go through it. No one would
No.
want to. But I get what you're saying. Like you can draw the positive, being like, I am so much more resilient to shit now because of what I've been
Yes.
through, and I get that. But fuck, man, it must have been fucking dreadful.
It was pretty rough. I mean, to be honest, I think the word acceptance, I'm
Yeah,
only noticing now how massive it is because the reality is, I feel like a lot of people, you don't understand how important acceptance is until you've been unaccepted in so many ways. And then when you are accepted, it's like you want to hold on to that like massively. And being accepted isn't normal, and to a lot of people it can be, and that's completely cool. But I feel myself fortunate that when I'm so I was at a festival this weekend filming, right, and there's some guys and some really good bands that I've known for years, but for some reason I just still kind of feel like they don't like me, and I have no reason why. And they're popular, they're in great bands. I mean, there's also like this band called Break 50 is one of the bands, and they're like the nicest guys in the world. And I just some assume that I've known them for years on and off, but they were like excited to see me,
yeah,
and it's just like they were like so happy I was there, and we were in the artist area, and they came up and gave me like a big hug, and we sat down. I spoke to all of them for ages, and I felt accepted, as I felt like liked, I felt like friendly, and for me, there's still so many people in this world that I feel like I'm not accepted by, or they don't really like me, or they're weird. And then I felt like even those people, I felt like they just thought I was like annoying or I wasn't anything. I was just kind of there. And then when they're like, no, I'm finally even in that group of people that I've known for years, I kind of feel appreciated and really accepted in that little circle, like that they were happy to see me. I think
yeah.
it's sick because I just assumed that they don't really care.
that's key to be accepted in a group like that, because obviously music's your thing now. You are. We'll get on to this because I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to talk about your journey to that point as well. But
of course.
you when we talk about the gym environment as well, I imagine, like you said, when you found the environment of being in and amongst friends, people that all wanted similar goals, or all training for the fun of it, whatever. Did you feel like that was an environment that just accepted people no matter what their background was?
It was the environment of, if you are trying to better yourself, then you are one of us.
Yeah,
It's kind of it, you know. It's just filled with positivity. Like if you're working out hard in the gym, you're there to try and better yourself. There's um there's a small group of people in the gym that go and try and belittle people, but normally these days they get shut down so quick.
yeah,
And we've all had it in the gym when like you have the people that will blatantly try and show that they're better than you in front of them. But that's such a small minority. Does suck um, when that's happened before, but a lot of leisure gyms and all that really do have the group of lads that will do what they can to make you feel crappy.
yeah,
But as soon as you step foot, everyone's so scared of these hardcore gyms, man. Everyone's so scared of these powerlifting, bodybuilding, scary gyms. But you're going to be full of 100 people, or a million people, or two people, or one person that is just proud of you for being there.
yeah,
Because, like, realistically, if anyone is like, we all talk. I'll talk to someone new every time I go gym joint or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
It's so easy just to be like, dude, you're looking good, and we all do it. But in these hardcore, scary gyms, are just full of people. We're all on our own journeys, and the only reason why we're kind of like where we are now is simply because the only reason we are here. Oh, yeah, my mind went blank. The only reason we are this far in our journey is because people like us have basically pushed us forwards.
yeah.
And you go in the gym, and I would just talk to you, and I think when I had the other day, I was like, yeah, I'm going for like this weight for this many reps. You're like, dude, that's sick, and I was like, yeah,
It,
yeah,
yeah,
I
but
guess,
see, that's the
yeah.
thing. It's like the secondary bigging up that you're like, I didn't really
Oh,
anticipate this, but you're like, oh, that makes me feel good. I like this.
bigging up,
Nice.
that's it. It's all about, bro. We big each other up so much, man.
And it, but
Like I got the amount of times I got up to you, I go, dude, you look so good, because I think it. I just say it, man. I
yeah,
go up to Luke, Nottingham. Goodbye,
I
Luke.
look, yeah.
Um, And I'm just like, dude, like you're so sexy, man. Like I am.
And
Woo!
this is it. Honestly, I don't think people get it until you're in an environment like it. And it sounds funny, like when we joke about it, but for real, just a safe space where you can train and not feel judged because you're all on your own journey, all bettering yourselves in whatever way possible, whether that's routine, habits, just stepping foot in a place, confidence. You want to improve the way you look, you want to change the way you look, or you just want support from people. There's an abundance of different reasons, but it doesn't matter. The fact that you're in there instantly means you're now part of a family. That's what I love about it. The minute I joined the
Yeah,
gym joint, I was like, this is my new family now. I
that's it.
the late
And
night
look how
sessions in
far
that.
you've come.
Oh, mate, I appreciate that. But yeah, it's been a rocky road, mate. But it's pushed me. Everything that's gone on in my life has pushed me to be better. To be a better athlete and to push for more in life. The fact that I'm doing the podcast is because of
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at that. Look at you
yeah,
go.
and this I love this. Hey, thanks, mate. I This is a huge step for me, but I'm loving it now. I feel comfortable. I get to talk with my friends. I get to talk with people that are also, passionate about helping others as well. Like what we've spoken about in this discussion already, I know is going to hit home with so many people,
Yeah, yeah.
because we're just doing it so casually, and that's what you need. Like, and yeah, the gym environment has just helped me in so many ways. Honestly, I just spotting people as well. Like, I get such a kick out of helping people. Like, I think that's where it
Bro,
comes from. Like,
I just want to say, sorry, really quickly on that note. It's like, I know I messaged you before and just been like, hey, bro, I'm proud of you. And it's like so small. Like I've done,
yeah,
I do it to a lot of people, that for me to message someone and be like, yo, you look good, I'm proud of you, or yo, fucking, yo, you're business you're doing is doing well, I'm proud of you. Yeah, this dude, you're doing so well, I'm proud of you. It's such an easy thing to do that takes 10 seconds of your
Yeah,
time, or just say that, or just say like, props, well done, keep going. It's such an easy thing to do,
it
but
is.
not enough people do it. But these days, people are starting. It's so easy just to. It would take me 5, 10 seconds to reply to someone's story and be like, dude, hell yeah, proud of you,
Well done.
smashing it.
Yeah, of
But that will make their complete day.
course it will. Yeah.
It will.
And
It's
uh,
just so easy
we
to
get
do.
that so much in the gym. Yeah, that's what I'm
We
saying.
do,
You
bro.
walk in there and suddenly you've got people coming up, so pleased to see you, hugs galore. Like it's just such a welcoming environment.
Yeah.
It's not just about going there and being the biggest person you can be and showing everyone up. It's not that at all. It's so far
Mm.
from it. Like you said, you will get your individual praps that want to do that, but that's their that's their journey. So
Realistically, they're the ones that aren't going to go anywhere.
no, of course not.
Like
No, you
it's
won't.
yeah,
But
it's. Oh, but
look,
I do have gone.
go on. Now, what you gonna say?
But I do have something like semi exciting.
Oh, go on then.
I am looking to compete again in powerlifting.
Seriously?
Yeah, next March I think I'm gonna do a competition.
Oh, wicked. Have you got a coach now? Are you going to do it yourself?
I got coached by a guy called CJ Barney. He's sick. He's like fucking
Wicked.
sick, man. I think just so God, we only spoke about last year. I had a really bad mental downfall last year because of a crap job, and it was rough. And I quit my job, spent all my money on camera equipment, like all of it. Had no money, but I was too ill in bed on antidepressants. So I was in bed for like 3 weeks straight, basically on antidepressants.
Yeah.
And I had a powerlifting competition booked in for when I was that ill, and I hadn't gone a day without waking up and sleeping 2 hours later in 2 months. And I woke up, drove to the competition, and competed, and my numbers were dreadful, but like I still did it. It's mental, and
Yeah.
we'll probably talk more on that. But um, yeah, that was the only competition I've done, and like the whole day I was still really ill. I was like trying not to cry the whole day, yawning, really bad way. And M smashed it. It was her first comp as well.
Yeah.
But it was horrible. So I've been really nervous to do another one. But I spoke to my coach, and I was like, I think he said like I'm getting strong at the moment. My numbers are nice, so I'm basically setting my goals now and I'll be competing next March. So
Wicked.
hopefully get some good numbers.
Look, just think of being able to do it with, you know, everything else settled, hopefully in a good place to do it, hopefully not ill, who knows what can happen. Like this could be wicked, mate.
Yeah, so I think the other thing is I've got no tours coming up. I got no gigs coming up for the first time in like 3 years. And if we're gonna tour, like you have 6, 8, 10 months of warning. You know about it. Then the announcement happens, and the tour's like 4 or 5 months after the announcement. So I probably haven't got a gig or a tour until definitely after March next year.
Yep.
So I can crack down and focus.
It's like a
So
safe
I've
bet.
got, yeah, it's like it's a time to do it, and I'm trying to put on a bit of weight. Just actually, I don't know. When I switched from aesthetic training to powerlifting, my body dysmorphia got so much better. Excuse me, because powerlifting is all about your body.
Yep.
I can't grow my chest. This doesn't grow. Like my chest is like flat, like really, like it's impressively flat, and I can almost bench. I think, to be fair, I don't know, but my competition goal for bench will be 145, 150,
Yep.
and I have no chest. I struggle so much to grow my chest, but I was so caught up on it. Then when I switched to powerlifting, that wasn't about your body. I'm just chill now. I just think, yeah, I look good, and I'm just like cool. And that might have taken me 24 years to get to when I no, I was 23. 23 when I switched to powerlifting. But it was really eye-opening when I stopped worrying about my body and started focusing on my strength.
Yep.
Is I was like I've been like much more chill. I still will struggle to go topless, but I think that's just because I know I will do. I will do. But still, it's like I'm not waking up in the morning, looking in the mirror at my body and going, sucks. Comparing myself to so many people that I follow, like I used to do. Um,
Do you know on
but
that though? Like, is I there's times where I wish I could be more like that. I am so because of the nature of the sport I do.
yeah,
You know, it's all about how you look, which
but
it's
are you comparing yourself to yourself, or are you comparing yourself to a C-bomb, Steve Kirk, stuff like that? This is where is that okay? So Jake, where do you want to go with bodybuilding? In full honesty, right now, where do you want to go? How far do you want to go? What is your goal and your dream? Do you want to be a pro bodybuilder competing in the Olympia?
no,
Okay.
absolutely not. But there was a brief moment about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, where I thought by this age now, 27, I would be going. I'd start my course of steroids. I would start.
Hmm.
Well, I'd learn more about that. It's not just as chuck away as start my course of steroids. You have to obviously learn a lot more about it. Get a coach relevant to that route, and pursue going down the enhanced route.
Hmm.
I don't want to. I had a change of heart. I was never fully in. I think you either got to be fully in or you're not.
Bro, you
That's it.
have to be, man.
But
I almost jumped on.
it,
I mean,
it's
come on, about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, everyone was getting ready to jump on, bro.
it's
Everyone in the
yeah,
whole world of the sport was ready to jump on. You had either the new kids that just wanted to go on it straight away, which is a whole nother can of worms we're not going to touch.
no,
But people like us are like, okay, yes, let's give it like a year to basically get ready,
like
prepare
prep.
ourselves,
Yeah,
and then we're going to do it. Every single one of us. And then one day, all of us just went, is it worth it?
it's. Do you know what? It's I know that there's
if it's your
individuals.
sport,
Yes, but like for me, I don't ever see myself as loving anything as much as I love bodybuilding right now.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
not to the point of wanting to go down that route. I do, however, have the goal of wanting to become a pro natural bodybuilder.
Amazing.
In the natural leagues. And at some point, I would love to be. Like, I've thought about this more recently. I'd love to be a part of and help steer natural bodybuilding to keep it growing to where I think it can get to. Whether that's being involved in judging, whether that's being involved in the federations themselves, helping build them, creating
Hmm.
more show opportunities, the marketing around it, getting people to sign up, promoting them for what they are and actually making them more of a lucrative thing to do for people.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and making them maybe more accessible in ways in which, you can think of. But that's when it comes to natural bodybuilding, that's where I want to go. Like,
I love it.
I'm set on that now for that area. But yeah, man, we all think about things, don't we? We all think, oh, what if, so it's a
Yeah,
big world. Like, yeah, you're entitled to think and ponder. Um,
because I was more like, yeah, because if you're looking to do bodybuilding to a level of like higher pro, it's like, it depends how you compare yourself to people like C-Balm and all these others, because you could either compare it in an unhealthy way or a healthy way of
yeah,
just like, okay, that's the aesthetic I want to get to. So what am I going to do to get there? Do I need to work on a bit more the X, Y, Z? Do I need to work on a bit more chest? Obviously, we all got to work on our calves because they absolutely suck. Um,
wait,
or
what?
there's
Yeah.
like, or there's like comparing yourselves to them of being like, oh, I'm nowhere near that, and it's really depressing. You know.
It's do you know for me, like I was saying, it's not that I compare myself and I'm bummed out by it. I just don't think I'm ever good enough. But that's what keeps me. What is good enough? Do you
Bro,
see what I
yes, I
mean?
love you saying that, dude. Honestly, like I'm never. So my goal, I think, which I'm not. It's not like a ride or die thing. Like, I would love to get into nationals for a competition on bodybuilding. Right, that's cool, bro. I'm never gonna break no records. Trust me. Like right now, I'm going for like an over 200 squat. I think next week I've got a
I'm assuming you meant
a
powerlifting, not bodybuilding.
powerlifting. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, wait, have
So
they changed the way they're doing it now?
no, sorry, bro, sorry. Like I think I've got like an RPE 8 single. For anyone listening doesn't know what that means like 8 out of 10 effort. And I'm
RPE
probably
being rate of perceived exertion,
perceived
just for the
exertion.
you know.
Yeah, there we go. Um, Or if you do reps in reserve,
Yeah,
it'll be like 2 reps in reserve. So you could do 3, but you do 1. So I'm probably going to do that. Hopefully, I'm either going to do 195 or 200.
yeah,
So that means that puts my, I think me and my coach are working off an estimated 1 rep max somewhere between 205, 210,
nice.
which is sick. I weigh 78 kilograms, so I'm like well made up with that. I'm like, this is really cool. But then you look at the elite class division, and they're squatting at like 300 kilograms pro. It's like I'm never going to get there. But I think the fact that I'm never going to get there is probably healthier because I'm not like bang on comparing myself to like
But
these crazy people.
on that as well, though, I think the whole term of like the comparisons, the thief of joy, all that, yeah, cool. But I think it does keep us. Certain things do keep us hungry for more, and
Oh,
and in
bro.
your sports, in your worlds of, your careers and things like that. Yes, I do think we have to step back and appreciate where we're at, appreciate where we've come from, and what we've done. But I think progression's good. I think it keeps us focused in life, and a life without progression is actually, for me, a pointless life. Like, we're only here
It's so
once,
much,
I
bro.
think. So
Absolutely.
like you want to make the most of it and progress in whatever way you can. I do anyway. Like,
I'm the same. I'm the same. I think, yeah, I mean, I still obviously want to just get better and better and better. But I love to. I think I use these really strong lifters as a form of motivation, but not as a massive form of comparison. I don't feel upset or not happy about my numbers because someone else is hitting like 100 kilo more than me.
yeah,
I think someone said it best. They said a world record is just somebody else's PR. You know, it's and
you've just cheapened so many people's lists right now. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
not much. Yeah,
yeah, good job,
yeah.
good job. I think my friends just this is actually a fun one. I got a friend called Bettina Hanlon or Betty. She's like one of the best powerlifters in the world, and I used to run with her, and I just didn't hear from her in like 5 years. And then one day we ended up like just seeing each other again. She's like, "Oh, how are you? Yeah, not bad. How are you?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going for a British bench press record next week." And I was, what?
Oh, okay.
She was like weighing. I think it was under 67 kilos, female, junior, benching like 110. It was just like,
Whoa.
whoa,
Okay.
mental. And she's smashing it, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm so proud of her. But no, that was a tangent.
I know.
Um,
Hey, this is a conversation. These are where
yeah,
these are supposed to go.
but dude, I'm so proud of her. But
Yeah, it's good.
I think people like with these immense strength. It's like let's bring up Sammy Ling, little Sammy Ling, right? Has been on a 2 year
Another shout out to a
push.
gym joint member. Yeah.
Absolutely, he's been on a 2 year push to be the strongest woman in his category with a deadlift. So the women's what is it? Women's under 74 deadlift was like 245 or 250. So he's been pushing to be stronger than her for like 3 years, and he finally did it the other week. So,
Nice
but
little shout out
it's
for him.
about absolutely. I love yeah. It's about using these immensely strong people as a push towards yourself and a motivation over comparing your specific numbers to them because
100%.
they've all got crazy stories and
Yeah.
we can all learn from
We
each
we've
other.
all got stories. We've all got reasons why we're doing things. My reasons for getting into this world and doing what I do is different to yours.
Hmm.
And we've touched on that as well. In fact, I appreciate you going into the detail you have today about your background as well. But one thing we haven't spoken about in detail, and I do want to touch on now as well,
Go for it.
is um, talk about, you're mentioning touring. For anyone listening that doesn't know
Yeah.
who you are, a big part of you is music. So tell us about your band. Tell us what what got you to a point of communicating through music, because let's have it right, music is a way for an individual or a group of individuals most of the time to communicate, in a way that they feel comfortable, how they can express themselves, and hopefully
Yes.
connect with people that are like-minded as well. So how important is that world to you, and what actually got you to where you are?
Gonna burp, excuse me. Am I gonna burp? Excuse
Love
me.
it. Hey, look, it's raw and uncut as well. This is all staying in. This
I
is
love
this is
it.
genuine.
Here's a button that is sampled by my friend of on Mario Party when you click the little Toadette sticker, it goes wah. There you go. Because it's uncut, we're throwing that in. I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I picked up a stick, and I had long hair, and I said, "I want to be a rock star." And then went from there.
That's where it
Expression
began.
is massive in music. That's what
Yeah.
metal is. Metal is just a form of expression. I tried to explain this to my granny about 2 hours ago. He was complaining about all I do is scream. Yes, yeah, yeah. But like, there's so much like emotion. She's like, where? I'm like, you're like 85, granny. I love you loads, but you don't have no idea.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, the themes in metal. So there's basically two real themes in the metal or hardcore world. One of them is mental health, battling demons and all this, battling drugs, mental health, whatever it is, like letting out your mental health issues and screaming about it and letting out the anger. And then a big part of it as well is just motivation. Songs like just a lot of classic songs in the gym community, like bands like Hatebreed and Malevolence. Like my favorite song of all time is called Self Supremacy. It's literally like self supremacy in myself. I must believe, never falter in the presence of my enemies. Stuff like that. It's just so motivational. So we finished our album, which is written quite a lot about mental health, and now we've not even recorded the first album. We're finishing the recording next week, and we write album two, and we've written one song, and it's just a chant about self growth,
Yeah.
and it's about motivation. My aim as a band and my whole like big thing is I want to make music that will push you and motivate you in the gym. So like I want to throw you on the headphones and just, but not wait. Okay, towards the gym is giving me that vibe of basically putting aggression behind it and
Yeah.
like motivation. Right? It's not only for going to the gym, but that's the mindset. The music is written about being the best version of yourself, pushing yourself, um, pushing others around you, and basically becoming becoming the best version of yourself and motivating. That's kind of where I want to go with music. So far it's been written about bullying, it's been written about toxic relationships, it's been written about mental health. This whole EP that's coming out is written about mental health. It's about the fact that the government don't give a fuck about the LGBTQA plus community. It's written all about that kind of thing, and I'm getting it all out and in this album. And then the next album is going to be basically straight motivation. I want to. The songs I listen to are bands like The Ghost Inside have this massive song called Mercy, and the pre-breakdown line, this music, he just goes, "Life's swinging hard, but I'm swinging harder," and it just breaks down so hard. Like, how can you be in the gym and hear that and not just go nuts? But in life, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's metal music for me is about motivation, becoming the best version of yourself, and then letting out the pain and anger that you experience, which is probably why when you meet metalheads, they're just the nicest people in the world because they have this outlet of aggression and all that is in the music that we do. And I really do encourage people to give metal a go because people stereotype it as just really heavy, screamy stuff.
They do.
I love like the really heavy stuff. I love going as heavy as you can just because it's jokes. It's amazing. But listen to bands like Hatebreed or even Bring Me or all these Bring the Horizon that is, or like bands like Malevolence that are just like the best band in the UK right now because it's just motivational. The Ghost Inside, these bands are relatively heavy, but their aggression in their music comes from motivation and becoming the better person. So check out Malevolent Self Supremacy. Check out Mercy by the Ghost Inside. Check out I Will Be Heard by Hatebreed. These are the songs when you're going to be having the lyrics in your head about becoming a better person. This is your time. This is everything. Your self supremacy, and that just pushes. And that's why I'm so invested in metal, and that's what I want to do to people is basically motivate them to become the best version of themselves and conquer the world with the cards that they've been dealt. That's it.
I love that. And but give yourself a shout out as well. Actually, give your name so people actually
Oh,
know.
I'm in a band called Shoot to Kill. We've
Here
got
we
a
go.
couple of EPs out that they're pretty cool. And we've as I said, we just finished writing this album, which is really levels above. And if you're listening from a record label, it's shoottokill.london@gmail.com. Awesome. Cheers. And
The spotter's not that big yet, Dan, but I
no.
appreciate that. All right, appreciate that.
But no, obviously
Yeah, look,
we're working really hard on this album. We're about to start doing music videos and label
that's wicked.
pitching and all this. So it's kind of, I feel like my purpose on
Yeah.
this world is to guide, lead, and help others.
This
Really.
is this is what this is why it's good for us to have this conversation, because that's what I think my passion is, but just in a slightly different world. In the sense of I want to do it in a medium like this. I want to talk to people. I want to get the best out of people. I want people to see the true you. I want them to have conversations with me so that people can feel heard. There might be people listening to be like, oh my God, I'm so pleased he said that about metal as a genre, because I feel the
Yeah, yeah,
same
yeah.
way, but people don't understand me. This is why talking's key. Talking's a healer. It really is. Um, Talking's a superpower. That's what I call it. But mate, in terms of can I? So, what's your opinion of Disturbed?
Oh, don't. Ah.
Oh no, we're taking a turn for the worst.
Before 2025 or after 2025?
Before,
Oh, mate, one of the best bands in the world.
that's all I needed to know. What?
Yeah, but they are now. I think if anyone gives them the time of day, they shouldn't.
Okay, I just mean
Do you-
for I don't know why. Obviously, we don't want to get into loads of
oh, no,
politics,
no, no,
but
no, 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 no. Hear me out.
okay,
David Draymond's a singer, right?
yeah. And I actually think he's
He
got an incredible voice.
This is yeah, he does. This is an incredibly massive thing that happened this year. Which, to be fair, you probably don't know. You might not know if you're not in the metal community. He went to Israel and put up a post of him signing bombs that were going to be used to bomb Gaza Strip.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So literally, right now, like they are one of the biggest no bands because he literally it's an Instagram post of him signing, basically him signing bombs that were going to be used to bomb the Gaza Strip, and he put it online.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
But
exactly. So basically, in the metal community now, everyone's like, no,
yeah. In
like I
terms of
won't even listen.
their older music, I meant like 'cause that's actually some of my favorite tracks to listen
Yes,
to train to.
bro.
Sadly,
I loved Disturbed, like Stricken, Voices,
yeah,
Down with the Sickness. Bro, I loved it. And it's like even now they're coming over to the UK and they're playing that album in full. And
yeah.
I'm gutted because I can't support a band
I
when the lead
respect that.
singer is going to Israel and signing bombs that are being used to bomb places.
Yeah,
Like I love Disturbed, they're one of my favourite bands. But now it's like I if Download Festival had one of their songs on the speakers, on just at one of the small merch stands. Or it wasn't Download Festival, it was one of the whatever. And everyone around it was just like, this should not be played.
yeah, yeah. Mate,
But
look again. This is what happens when people mix politics and other
they
views in
shouldn't,
their
man. They
races.
shouldn't. Please. Like, I'm not gonna lie, with politics, if we have different views, like calm, chill, that's no problem. If you have a view, I have a different view. That's fine, man. I would love to talk about our views and see things from all different perspectives. I love it. But when you're signing bombs that are going to be used to kill innocent children, that's like a whole
Yeah,
nother thing. That's
yeah,
why are you doing that? That's so unacceptable. Um, and it's just sad because I mean, as a human being, how can you do that? How
yeah,
can you like sign things that you know are going to be used to take thousands of lives in a massive genocide?
yeah.
Like, and but he never issued an apology or anything. He just kind of moved on. He didn't say anything. He ignored it. I think he might have taken the post down. I'm not too sure.
I would be
But
surprised, mate.
then,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, he never said anything about it or anything, and it just really upset me. And
that's a lot of people, I'm
the
sure.
whole community, but yeah, massive. Like it's a massive. They've been very even like the massive PR sources and everything is just like when
Yeah,
Disturbed are brought up, it's just like we kind of can't. We don't want to. be associated with them at all.
No, I
Which
feel that. I
sucks, man.
Yeah, yeah. I just meant from a music side of things, but yeah, I feel you. But it's
Yeah, well,
in terms of you've named some bands there that are important to you as well, and it's clear to see how passionate you are about music. I didn't
yes.
actually, without talking to you in detail like this, I didn't know that that was what your purpose was. In that sense, that
Yeah,
you want to
man.
motivate people through your music. Like,
Yeah.
when you do listen to lyrics, you understand it, and I see that now. Like, I see how passionate you are about it. But I think that's wicked, mate. And I think because ultimately we all listen to music, well, most of us do. Most of the time, a fair few hours a day, and a lot of the times for us in the gym, we do need things that actually can, maybe not sometimes, yeah, sometimes pick us up a bit, give us that little edge. So I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
you want to be the driving factor for a lot of people.
I do. I just think but also it's like I want people in the gym environment to like come to our shows and relate to me
Yeah, it's
as
wicked.
well.
Yeah,
Because I mean, in the band you've got me, Tom, and Callum right now because we're looking for a drummer at the moment. But like Tom,
I do
Tom,
indeed. Yeah,
he's massive,
another shout out to another gym member.
absolute unit of a man. But we're all quite gymmy. And Callum, our bassist, doesn't go gym, hasn't been gym in years, but it's just looks like he goes to the gym.
Yeah,
He's just swole as hell. Like he's just got the best genetics, and we're like, bro, if you worked out, like if you took it seriously,
he's got
in
the
like
potential.
bro, it's crazy. He's got the broad shoulders.
Yeah,
He's but yeah, just because of how well I get on with people in the gym and all that, I'd love to bring the two communities together. So at my gigs, I'd have the also a lot of like really metal strong metalheads go to gigs and stuff.
yeah,
Um, but I'd love people going to gigs to see the big ass metalheads with the muscles popping out and motivate them to go in the gym. So it's like I love to find a way to somewhat
reach
merge
that.
the
Yeah,
communities.
yeah,
In fact, I was going before Barbell Lounge shut down. I was going to be throwing a gig at Barbell Lounge with a powerlifting competition happening at the same time. So it was a powerlifting competition with live music. But for me, it's like I want to find a way to merge the communities, have like the strong people, the big muscular people come to our gigs, and hopefully that will influence young or people who aren't in the gym to then step in the gym and get swole.
yeah.
It kind of like because you're around so many people, and everyone talks to everyone at metal. So in communities, so if I have like
Most
someone
people
come to
talk
my,
to people at the gym as well. So it's a vice versa situation.
this is
It's
it.
everyone knows each other. Yeah,
And then someone at the gym could take someone to a gig and have a really nice social time. Someone at the gig who's swole could talk to someone, and they could be like, "Dude, you look so sick," and this guy would be like, "Just here's what you should do," and that person could start going to the gym and then open up to this whole new world of the gym culture that we love.
yeah.
And I feel like it could be a way to bounce two communities really nicely. So
I love that. Yeah, I love that. That's so genuine. We
we
need more of
try.
this, mate. Honestly. What what I tend to do towards the end of this, we'll try and draw this to a close for a bit, mate, for our first instalment, because I would like to have you back on in future.
Please. No, I'd
I
love
think these
to.
are important chats to have, and I think there's a lot more for us to delve into. I want
Oh, they're really. I like. There's so much to talk about.
There is, but I think it's just healthy as well as men. And I don't like to, of course, the world of mental health is, all encompassing. Everyone struggles, but I think as men leading these chats as well, it opens up the world or tries to open up that space a bit more to them doing it a bit more often because there's still stigma attached to it. Um,
There is.
and I personally think that I've been vulnerable on this. I've cried on this podcast, and I'm happy to admit that people can see that when they watch, and I feel comfortable doing so. So I hope that I hope the men watch and listen to these conversations, and they feel a bit more encouraged to talk about what's going on in their lives,
Yeah.
and not feel like they're going to be judged about doing so. Because that's what I used to
Oh
think.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um,
I think if you're in a way of bullying or abuse, it's finding a way to get a healthy revenge, turning fuel for the fire, right? Like from being bullied and torn down and taken to the ground, to turn that around to find myself in a really good position in life. is I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. So unfortunately, the abuse and the bullying that someone listening might be receiving right now, if they can manipulate that and use that to motivate themselves to push higher, then that is such a benefit. And if you're struggling with mental health, depression, and all that, is take every just real tiny steps. Like it could, if you're stuck in your room or home, just it could be just taking a shower, right? Just one thing, just take a shower, or just step outside, walk around the block, come back. Do not take any big leaps. If you're struggling, you're in bed, you're not working, and you're really depressed, don't just all of a sudden go, right, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go do this, that, and the other. Don't. Like you could, if you take too much of a jump, you're just going to scare yourself even more and not want to do it again.
Yeah.
Just take the time. Life's short, but you got plenty of time as well, you know. So just kind of make little steps, and if you set yourself a goal that's unrealistic, you're just going to reset yourself back to the start. So you need to make realistic small goals. I'd rather make a goal that was too realistic than a little bit unrealistic, and just take baby steps to where you want to be, and don't rush it. Just take your time and talk about it, man. I mean, we all say it, or if you have no one to talk to, just call the Samaritans or
100%.
anything. I've done it, bro.
Yeah,
I
man.
did last year.
There's no shame in that.
Yeah.
Absolutely no shame.
No, there's none.
I've tagged them in. I've tagged them in multiple podcasts. You know, it's key to keep that channel alive. You know, man. They do a fucking amazing job. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you have someone close to you, and just be honest, and maybe don't say much, just be like, hey, a little bit of a hard time. Could do with a little chat, or hey man, do you want to like just come and hang for an hour? Full stop. Just that. Just something small, but make that first step, because as we talked about the gym or anything in life, once you make that first step, that's the hardest bit.
100%.
Is that first step.
Yeah.
So you could be, if you get yourself up, if you're in a really bad way, and be like, hey man, feeling rough, do you fancy meeting up? Because I haven't done anything. Then you'll probably end up going out, having a really nice time, and then be excited to do it again. And then that's just all that came from, was that first little baby step of just messaging someone. So it's always worth doing. Oh,
Yeah.
come here, Tempe.
We've got
Oh,
nothing.
we almost had a dog. Almost had a dog in shot. Oi.
That would have been a nice end point.
Yeah, Tempe, come. What's this? What's this?
You don't get this in any other podcast, do you?
No. Am I being ignored by the dog? Is he ignoring me? I guess you can also end it on the point of like, people look at me as a metalhead who fronts a band, who goes in the gym as big, but here we go. Temby, what's this? Find it.
We've got a third guest.
Yeah, we're trying to get a third guest in it.
Or second guest, I suppose, yeah.
Oh, yes.
For anyone watching, for anyone listening, we've got potentially another guest joining us now. So I highly advise watching if you can. Hey! Shout out, Dan. Shout out
Temby. What do you want to say? Thank you.
Inspirational. Highly advise everyone to watch the podcast, please, yeah.
Please do. No, so what I was gonna say is like it's you've got to also really be yourself, be who you are. I'm a metal singer in a metal band. I'm a meathead in the gym. But like I won't go to sleep without cuddling my teddy bear, and being addicted to EVs.
Yeah.
Being addicted to EVs and just being an absolute soft twat. You just don't know. You just don't know.
It's when you say it. Also, I know there's there's some like, lightheartedness behind that, but like the soft twat bit, I know you. It's not, is it? It's just normal. It's just being.
It is
It's
normal.
being. It's being comfortable with who you are, mate. Like I've got my comforts. You've got your comforts. There should be no shame attached to that. And just because we're
No,
men or we've got these personas that people think of us, or hold us to, it's wrong, man. We should all feel comfortable to be who we are.
absolutely. And when you, it's fine, I'll make it short. But like when I was never accepted for who I am. I couldn't really be myself. I was being like my partner's being called childish and embarrassing and all this. And then when after I met who's definitely listened to this, hi love
I
you.
am.
Um is that when you it goes from all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, I can be myself and I can be love my soft toys and be a nerd about Pokemon and be an absolute soft twat. And you know what? That's completely cool.
It is cool.
And yeah, it's really should never be ashamed to be who you are. And when you be yourself and you accept that whatever you're something you love despite the fact that you're a 26-year-old man or however old you are, you're 30, 40, it doesn't matter. If you think, oh, that's not something I should enjoy because of this, it's like, doesn't matter, man. Just do you, love what you love, enjoy what you enjoy. And if you're in I guess, a relationship when you're being shamed for that, you should probably think about it because,
Yeah.
yeah, I think a few of us have been there. But, be yourself. Don't hide behind that because the person that you love will love you for who you are as well.
They should do, yeah. If it's the right thing, that should happen naturally.
Whether it's your girlfriend, wife, or fiance.
Yeah, I've actually look. We'll finish it up on this. I can't get it off. Got fat fingers at the minute. I've got a ring on here. I'm not actually married yet, but she bought me this cheap ring off of Amazon just to be like, yeah, we need something just to show that you're taken too. And I was like, yeah, all right, fair enough. So don't know when the wedding's going to be. Haven't got that far yet. So, but yeah, Dan, that was a wicked note to end on there, mate. I think that was a genuine way of just saying, be yourself. And if you are, you attract the right people in your life anyway.
Yeah. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, dude. Thank you very much, Dan, for coming on. I'm sure
Dude,
we'll have
thank you so much for having
many
me.
more
I feel
conversations.
like we've only just scraped the
Oh,
surface of
mate,
what there is to talk about.
100%. But this is, I could carry on for hours. Honestly, with all the guests I've had on, I've had so many different conversations, all talking about different things. And I love it. I cannot get enough of this. And this, with each one, they get more genuine as they go on. And I just want people to look at these and be like, I could jump on this. This is a bit of me. Comfortable
Yeah.
conversation with Jake. Let's see where it goes. That's what we're doing. There's no, I haven't asked you prior to this. We've got to talk about this. This is let's hit record and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think either of us wanted to
Nope.
just be like, oh, should we do this, that, or the other? It's all about, we both knew that we were going to talk for
Of
hours.
course,
So
yeah. And look, we will again in the future because there's plenty more to talk about. There's plenty more subjects to get out there that can help other people. But I hope everyone listening to this or watching it has taken some fun out of this and taken some, had some big takeaways from it, and I really do.
I have a brief idea.
Yeah, go on.
No, it's right at the end. We should take the two mics for a whole day, right? Go gym joint with a
Just do a
computer,
day.
sit down at gym joint, and every single member that come in, just grab them and just ask them like a couple of questions, and then go have a good session. I'd do it with you, bro. I'd be so down.
I
It's
mean,
not a bad idea.
I've got clip-on mics. It's definitely worth doing.
We could
If
fully.
let's see. Maybe we'll. I'd like to get the owner of the gym joint on at some point as well. I think it'd be
Bro,
good to
get
have a chat
Aaron
with
on.
Aaron.
Yeah.
I've known Aaron for a long time, so obviously, Aaron, if you're listening to this or watching, hopefully at some point we'll be able to chat. But I think that's a great shout. Obviously,
That could
if
be
people
cool.
would want to sit down, it could be come and have it. Okay,
Force them. You're doing it.
You're
You're
going to
doing it.
tell me about what's going on in your life. Yeah. But no, that's a great shout, mate.
And tell your friends you love them.
Always. That's a standard, my friend. I love you, man. Thank you very
Love you
much for
too,
coming
bro.
on. And
You're the best. Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. Here's to the next one, whenever it may be. I'm sure it'll be very soon.
Absolutely.